Hello again and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. My name is Jonathan Dawson. According to the Evangelical theologian José de Segovia, ecumenical contact between Protestants and Catholics is a dialogue of the deaf, due to their fundamental disagreement on issues such as the right to interpret Scripture. The Vatican has never shifted on this point, with the Pope recently reaffirming the Catholic doctrine, which says that only the Church, his Church of course, may interpret the Bible. Such a view by definition rules out any divergence from what the Church teaches on a particular subject. And de Segovia says, by contrast, that evangelical identity is based on the discerning reading of Scripture, which he says is able to confront our erroneous human thinking. He's not speaking theoretically, as he was present at an official meeting, a consultation between the World Evangelical Alliance and representatives of the Vatican held earlier this year in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Many topics were discussed, such as the possibility of working together on ethical issues. However, de Segovia believes that while it seems sometimes to be much easier to agree in this area than on points of doctrine, and there are evangelicals who say on subjects like abortion that we can unite, in fact we don't hold the same view. The Catholic position on ethical issues like abortion is based on the authority of natural theology, something which for evangelicals simply does not exist. De Segovia says nature is not an authoritative revelation that says that because something is natural, therefore it's sacred. He concludes that the starting points of both groups are so radically different that meaningful dialogue is impossible. The Brazil consultation started from issues they, in theory at least, hold in common, such as the Trinity or the person of Christ, but soon ran into difficulties on issues such as biblical interpretation. De Segovia says, from the Catholic point of view, the Protestant vision is capricious and arbitrary, whereas they claim their position is based on tradition and Roman teaching down the centuries. It's a circular argument that says no Bible verse can be set against the teaching of Rome, because by definition the Catholic Church teaches what the Bible teaches. Despite this basic difference of principle, some groups are still getting involved in dialogue with the Catholic Church. De Segovia dismisses these efforts as a dialogue of the deaf, because any appeal to biblical truth must be submitted to the doctrine taught by Rome. He says how frustrating it is to discover that one cannot bring objective elements, such as criticism, evaluation, discernment, translations, or other interpretations to the debate. And the idea that no other point of view will be tolerated has always been absolutely rejected by evangelicals. He says we read the Bible to be corrected by it. It changes our minds, and we start to think as the Lord indicates in the Word. However, if instead you read from the perspective that what you believe is the only truth, then the Bible becomes a closed book to you. The difficulty of the evangelical approach is, of course, the multiplicity of views on biblical themes within the evangelical church, something which never ceases to amaze Catholics. They, by and large, speak with one voice and hold the same opinions on the major issues. And de Segovia admits that evangelical variety might be seen as regrettable, but adds that we are guided by the Bible, trying to learn and find points on which we agree. The truth is not in us, but in God and the Bible. The Catholic Church has tried to promote ecumenical debate at three levels. The first, a series of informal conversations which have no real validity, and have often been held with evangelicals. The second level is the official consultation, where they want to know what we believe and to tell us what they believe. The final level, only held thus far with the Orthodox, Lutheran and Anglican churches, is the search for an official agreement. This is based on the belief of the continuity of ordination through the laying on of hands, which would go back to the authority of the Church of Rome, ultimately. And thus far, the Catholic Church has only recognized officially the Orthodox and Anglican churches, not yet the Methodists or the Lutherans. This is because Rome bases such recognition on an element that de Segovia calls almost like something from a world of magic. He admits, though, that he was surprised at the clarity and the depth with which the Catholic delegates expressed their points of view, adding that evangelicals were light years away from being able to do the same thing. And he says keeping personal contacts with Catholics is very positive, saying what I most valued from the consultation was the human warmth I found there. But meeting nice people, he went on, is no justification for ecumenical dialogue. If it was a question of nice people, I wouldn't hesitate in becoming a Catholic, says de Segovia with some irony. But that's not what it's about. It's about who we believe in. It's about Christ not how nice we are, nor about what we can do together. And he says that ecumenism ends up making evangelical faith one more religion, but that this would betray the gospel. No religion can save, neither can any type of unity work without the truth. And here in England, as Archbishop of Canterbury Rowan Williams once more opens debate with the Catholic Church, despite Rome's recent offer, if that's the right word, to disillusioned Anglican clergy to come over and join them, one wonders really what the point of such ecumenical dialogue, for the deaf indeed, is all about. Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting each week at emission.net. Goodbye.